Hey everybody, this is Lloyd with Just Got Played, and today we're going to be taking a look at another game unboxing. This is going to be Gargoyles Awakening from Ravensburger Games and IP from Disney. This is ages 10 and up, 2 to 5 players, playing time 45 to 60 minutes. Okay, so let's crack this open and see what we've got inside. I've been waiting for this game for, feels like forever. I put it on my, I saved a post on Facebook when Ravensburger made the announcement months and months and months and months ago. I think at like the end of 2020, and it's just been sitting there waiting for August for it to come out, and it is now out. So let's take a look at it. I just picked this up today. So, going inside, we have the instruction manual, Gargoyles Awakening. Kind of gives the overview. 1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles. So again, this is 10 and up, 2 to 5 players, 45 to 60 minutes. It's pretty cool because it's got like a 3D board with big put together buildings and skyscrapers and stuff. So there's a vertical element to the game. So we go over example setup, components, board setup. This comes with a lot. It's got minis, it's got 3 city buildings, a clock tower building. It's just got a ton of stuff. Only the good guys are minis though, and the bad guys are all cardboard standees. So we have board setup, playing gargoyles, hero phase. It goes over what you can do in the hero phase with basic actions and whatnot, hero attacks, how to heal, special abilities, using skill tokens. They give us an example hero phase. Then we have the villain phase, which goes over what all the villains do, minion and villain activation, movement, special texts. And then we go into the refresh phase, right? There are 4 episodes contained in the box. So the 4 episodes are Reawakening, Temptation and Magic, Information Warfare, Battle with the Steel Clan. So for the most part, this is a co-op, but I do believe that some of the episodes can be played by bad guys, but I'm not 100% sure. I do think that is the case, but we'll have to double check that and come back to it. So here we have the city board, which let's just move that out of the way. So we have the city board, and these are all the spots where the buildings go, right? And it's just a top-down view of the city streets. Okay, so let's just move that out of the way. We'll come back to this. These are all of the city tile or the building tiles to build stuff with, I believe. So we'll come back to that. Let's take a look first at. I guess let's take a look at this first. So this is some of the buildings as well, which is weird. Some of them came punched already. But we have, pretty good thick cardboard. These will build the police station and whatnot, and they have the little instructions on the back. So maybe we'll come back and build one of these, or a couple of these, see how hard they are to build. There were some instructions in the back of the book. All right. So this is I'm not sure which building that is. We'll just push that off to the side for now. Let's take a look in here at what we have. So this is the villain life tracker, right? Okay, so you have 2 villains in play. You can track both their lives separately. Here we have all of the player boards. So this is everyone the heroes can play as. So you can play as Eliza, Goliath, Broadway, Brooklyn, Hudson, and Lexington. Looks like the only one you can't play as is Bronx, because he was their pet, essentially their pet dog. So go down, they have their health, they have how many actions they get per turn, their movement, their glide ability, how far they can glide, and their attack. So everyone's got slightly different numbers, make them all play slightly differently, and they all have different special actions they can do. Okay. You'll also notice that there's a daytime, so most of the game takes place at night, but at certain points when cards come out, it flips to daytime mode, and that's when the villains activate and do stuff. So then these are the hero, or the boards for the different episodes. So it goes over the win conditions, lose conditions, any special rules, what happens during the daytime. So we have Reawakening, which you're fighting Xanatos and Demona and trying to win Cold Stone over to your side. Information Warfare. So in this one, you're trying to get all 3 data disks are at the clock tower. This one, you're just trying to defeat Demona. Battle with the Steel Clan. This one, you're just trying to defeat Xanatos. And of course, there's villain win conditions. The back gives you setup for where everyone starts, where all the bad guys start, and where the heroes start, which they always start in the same spot. They start on top of the police clock tower. So again, these aren't as thick as this. As you can see, this is much thicker cardboard. These are a little bit thinner, but still pretty good quality. Just throw those back in there. Next up, we've got some special dice, which I can't get open. So the dice have blanks, claws, and lightning bolts. The lightning bolts allow you to do special actions, and the claws help with your attacks. These are kind of chintzy dice. They're not the greatest. They feel kind of light and cheap. They're just plastic, but they don't feel all that great. But I mean, the game is $30, and it comes with giant cardboard towers to build, and it comes with minis, which we'll get to. So these are all of the minion standees and skill tokens. So these are good thick tokens. So these guys lay down on the board, so they don't stand up, right? And then these guys actually have little plastic standees that you put them in. So the main villains, which are Demona, I guess Demona and Xanatos are the main villains. They stand up. The other ones lay down because they actually have to do their little, see how they're shaped like a little pointer? That dictates like which way they're going to move. So this, they turn, and that tells you which way they're facing. But yeah, so we got all these components, all these things, minion tokens, got some thugs and the Steel Clan and some kind of gargoyles in the mist. So let's just throw these back in here. All right, so we got some little standees. I'm not going to look at those. Then we've got, these are the little clips, which you are going to clip onto your player board or onto the bad guy board to track health. So these are just going to clip onto here. Keep track of your health, right? Probably no reason to keep taking them off once you've got them on there. Just leave them on. We'll come back to these. Let's take a look at the cards. So, based on the back, these are the decks you use for the different episodes. So these match the symbols on the episodes, so you know which ones to use. So this is basically the villain deck, and this is what's gonna happen during the game. And then when these come out, they fill up the moon track, and when so many moons come out, that switches to daytime mode. So yeah, there's like I said, 4 different scenarios. So this has 4 individual decks, all has very good looking art. I don't think this was taken from the show. It looks like they redid all of the art. So that is nice, looks cool. Let's see what else we got in here. Now, these are the hero decks. All right, so each hero has their own deck of cards, which they have symbols on the back to tell you who they go with. All right, so they have gargoyle pictures on the back. And again, looking at the fronts, these all look like they're, you know, new art, all new commissioned. And it looks like every one of their cards is, you know, individual, like new art. Doesn't look like they duplicated any from card to card. Everything looks original. Each card looks like it's original art. Maybe there's some duplicates. It's hard to tell. A lot of them look the same, the poses. Here we have Eliza's deck. I think they're all original. This is Goliath's deck. Although they all do have like a climb card, so the climb art is similar on all of them. They're climbing up the clock tower. All right. Oh, they did reuse some art there. I guess it's a duplicate card. So I guess if the card is the same, they're reusing the art, but it looks like a lot of them are different art. Oh, I guess they are using the same climb art for all the people, all the gargoyles. All right, and then the last deck. So cool. Very nice artwork. Throw this back in the box. Let's move everything out of the way. We'll come back and open these boards. Let's take a look at the minis. Huh. So that's weird. I've got 2 Eliza minis. I'm thinking maybe that was a mistake. But let's go ahead and take a look at them. So first we've got Brooklyn. All right. These are pretty good little minis. They've got some decent detail on them. They all have a finish that makes them look like they're granite, but they are color coded, right? So, but they have like finish, so they look like they're stone. Then we've got Hudson. Right. So overall, these are pretty cool. Then we've got Broadway. No, it's Lexington, Broadway. Just naming New York streets now. So these are kind of cool because, like I said, if you don't want to paint them, they have that stone finish to them. Even though they're color coded, they still all look like they're made of stone, which is really cool. Not like a big fan of his pose. I mean, I know he did that a lot where he made it kind of like a cape, but I would have liked the more action-y pose for Goliath. But overall, pretty nice. They're a little on the small side. So those kind of seem normal, and then they made Eliza very small compared to them. So as a human, she's much smaller. And like I said, I don't know why I have 2. I'm guessing that was just, they accidentally put extra ones in there because it's the exact same pose, exact same figure. But yeah, if you want to get an idea of the size of them next to each other. So as you can see, Goliath is fairly large compared to Eliza, but Eliza is smaller than most minis. But those are the minis. So now let's open this guy up and see what we've got inside of here. This looks like the other buildings. I think that one's the big clock tower or the Xanatos building. But so open up these guys. And we've got two more buildings, or two more boards here. No, so this is the Xanatos tower. So those must be all of the other buildings, right? So let's just go ahead and punch these out. So yeah, these are all like perforated, so they fold up to make the buildings easier. So let's get rid of that one. Let's see what else we got here. This looks like the Xanatos tower now, because this has the castle on top, right? So this looks like it's part of the clock tower for their starting point. All right, so we punched all the pieces. Let's go ahead and build these and see what we've got. All right, so we need them all flipped over with their numbers up. It's weird that some of these were already punched and some of them weren't. So blues go with blues, purples go with purples, greens go with greens, reds with reds, yellows with yellows. Got some more green, some more yellow, yellow, red, yellow, yellow, blue, and purple. So let's start with the green one. The green one has this thing, right? So we take this guy, we pop this on the back to put it together. And then this piece is going to slot in on top. And now we've just built the studio building. That's pretty cool. Purple. So the purple folds up, right? And then purple number 2 drops onto the back. So you see it's slotting B to B, so they do kind of help you. I probably don't even need the instruction book to put these together, but so then we take number 3 here, and number 3 is going to slot in, oops, not that way. 3 is going to slot in like so. Like so, there it goes. All right, so they all kind of snap together. All right, and then 4 is going to go up here on top. So 4 is going to slot in up here. Then we're going to put 5 on top. So now we have built the multi-level building. All right, next up we've got the blue one, which is the L-shaped building. Okay, so this goes on like this. Then 2 is going to fold like so, and it's going to slot in A is going to slide into there as well. All right. So then 3 is going to go over here to finish off the first part of the building. All right, so that's nice and in there. And then 4 is going to slot in on top up here. All right. So this is the L-shaped building. Next up we have Xanatos' Tower. This one looks like it's a little complicated. So we need 1, and then 1 is going to slot down onto 4, like so. Then 3 is going to slot in here. 2 is going to slot in here. All right. And I will say you got to be careful punching these out because they are separating a bit. So hopefully I don't have to take these things apart again, but I think I'm going to have to. I don't think they can fit back in the building any other way. So then next up is, looks like 5 is going to go somewhere. 5 is going to slot in down here. Like so. And then 6, this is the cool kind of rounded building, it has these little teeth. It's going to slot in here, and then it's going to pop into the bottom. All right, and then 7 is going to slot in on top to lock it all together. Right, so there we've got Xanatos' Tower built. All right, and then last up, got 1, 2 is going to slot in back here. All right, 2, 3 is going to pop in on the top, like so. Then 4 is going to get folded up to make the clock tower, and it's going to slip down on top and slot into the other pieces on the roof. All right, and then 5 is going to slot in on top like so. And now we have the clock tower, which is their base, right? So we've got all these buildings. And then next up, you just slot them onto here. So this one, and they have little keys inside to show where they're gonna line up. So this one has the little key in the back. So it's gonna pop onto the board. This one is purple, so it's going to go here. All right, this one is red, so it's going to go here. This one is green, and it's going to slot here. It's going to pop into the board there. And then the L-shaped building, blue, is going to pop in over here. And there we go. So here we have a close-up view of the buildings and the 3D board, so you can get an idea. There's the clock tower. We'll fly over. And there's the L-shaped building. Okay. There's the multi-tier building. And then here's Xanatos' tower. That is Gargoyles Awakening. So as you can see, the two large buildings don't fit back in the box at all. And you need to take them apart to get them back into the box. But the three smaller buildings do fit for the most part. So I think I'm just going to leave these out and leave them assembled, and instead I'm just going to take the game board, throw it in on top, take the player boards, throw them in there, take the instructions, throw them in there, and then just put the top back on it like so, and I'll just stack these on top of my game shelf because they don't fit, and I don't think they're going to hold up to constantly taking them apart. Like, as you can see, that one's already starting to come apart. That's after putting it together once, just because it's so thin. This little piece is so skinny. That little tooth that popping it out of the board actually damaged it. So be real careful when you're popping your stuff out of the board. But there's another one on that corner that did the same thing. So I don't think I really want to take them apart. I might have to go back and glue those back together with some crazy glue so that they hold, and then maybe then I'll take them apart. But I mean, they make nice little show pieces, so I could see putting them in a you know, if you're going to display painted minis or whatever, just add them to that. But yeah, they don't fit. Just kind of bad, but I mean, for 30 bucks, there's a lot of game in here, and there's a lot of cool stuff. So, and that was Gargoyles Awakening by Ravensburger Games. This just came out right at the beginning of August 2021. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to get you the answers. Thanks.